Wes is part of Golden Voice, and what we're going to talk about is not so much what you do in Golden Voice on the post-production side. We're going to talk more so about field, like recording sound for video. You've got two different types of sound recording. You've got studio, when you're working in like a studio environment, and you've got a kind of a on-location type setup. Talk to me kind of about the differences between, one, what that is exactly from a sound perspective, and what are the differences between those?
The way I look at it with studio sound, you've got a real controlled environment for a lot of reasons. You have the ability to get another take. To that point, the location sound is you're at the mercy of your environment, the air conditioning noise,
And what is so like a lot of our interviews are done at homes. Like, what are the things that you have to kind of be conscious of?
The walls in the room really determines the sound that you're going to get. That microphone needs to be as close to the talent's mouth as you can get. But air conditioning, traffic noise, any extraneous squeaks and buzzes, maybe there's a lighting guy set up and it's sitting there singing away, making a horrible noise, and you go, oh, do you got another one that we could try, see if it's quieter?
You've got some equipment here on the table. Talk to me about the differences. Talk about what those are and kind of the differences of how you can kind of capture audio.
Well, obviously you have to have a microphone.
What is that?
This is a lavalier microphone. Benefits of this, you have a really small capsule down here that is not easily seen by the camera. You can hide it underneath clothing. Being able to put this on somebody and them walk freely around and not have to be tethered in one location, where a boom mic, you would either have to walk around with them with the boom mic and the whole pack on, or a sit-down interview, you got to have a cable running. It just depends on the situation that you're in. If everyone's stationary and you can lock down a boom with a C-stand right over them, they're not moving, that's going to be your ideal sound.
So this is more of an ideal. If you can put this in an environment that it works with, like you'd rather this over this.
And
that seems like that would be a kind of a common misconception.
There's a difference so every microphone has a pickup pattern of how it, picks up sound. The lavaliers is an omnidirectional mic, meaning you could have the mic capsule pointed down away from the mouth, and it's still going to pick up just as much as it would pointing up at the mouth.
Really?
It picks up from all the way around it, whereas these mics are more directional. The mic that's in here that you can't see is a typical shotgun mic, about this long. It's super directional. I mean, kind of think of, a shotgun. Whatever you're pointing at is exactly what you're going to get. This mic picks up, it's not as super directional. It's got a little bit of a wider pickup pattern to it, so the talent can move around and the sound is not shifting.
Talk to me about these two things.
So these are digital audio recorders, mixers. You run the mics into this. You have an option to monitor the sound with headphones. If you've seen a normal mixing console that's got the faders on it, that's kind of what these are. You can kind of mix the channels however you want to a stereo left, right, or whatever. But it also records isolated channels. These three, it's got 3 mics that it can record at one time. And so everything gets recorded here. You've got outputs that you can feed to the different cameras to have the sound synced up to them. You're going to get these are a little bit more focused. These have a little bit better quality components in them. And it's up for debate. I mean, some of the high-end stuff, cameras that we have now, you'd be hard-pressed to kind of hear the difference in between the two. But
even just with these, the controls that you have here, you don't really have that kind of controllability.
Yeah, I'm able to solo up each individual channel, what I want to listen to. Okay, I want to hear the lava, I want to hear the boom. And I'm able to monitor that away from the camera. All the controls are on the camera, so this is just a great way to keep track of the sound and hear what's going on whenever you want to do that. And then we have smaller recorders like this. This can actually be with a plate. It can be attached to like a DSLR camera or it's like a run and gun, man on the street type setup. It can be put on the top. It's got microphones on the top that you can pick up sound with. Actually, I've got an example of recorded with a lav, this mic, the boom, and this one from about 3 or 4 feet away, and you can really hear the difference it makes when you have that. Hey guys, I'm going to provide just a few audio examples of the mics that we would use for a typical sit-down interview. Those mics are going to be in order: the lavalier microphone first, then we'll go to the shotgun mic, and then we'll hear the camera-mounted mic that's probably 3 or 4 feet away from me. I'm going to be reciting one of my favorite verses in the Bible, John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have eternal life. We're going to hear the shotgun now. For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have eternal life. And now we're going to listen to the camera-mounted mic. For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have eternal life.
So, obviously, this is kind of if you had the option to choose, you would not opt for this.
Right. Now, this does have inputs that you can plug in. You don't have to use these mics. You can record straight to this for the one-man, show and have it all on one rig.
In the camera department, in the audio department, technology is kind of ever evolving, and this is a kind of a new tool, new kind of mic that I know that I've been kind of using on some of the productions I've been working on. But it's a lav, and it goes into this pack, and it actually records straight onto this pack. Whereas with this, you've got to have it go. You have to have a receiver that then goes into a mixer, and then you're recording it.
Right.
So this is a lot smaller and a lot more nimble. Why not go with, why not just say we don't need to use that kind of version anymore and just go with these?
Well, and this has a recorder on it. It records to like a SD card, right?
Yes, a micro SD.
Yeah, so that's great and all, but you're not able to monitor that, because it's on the talent, so they're away from you. You're hopefully getting audio that you need, but you're not exactly sure.
You're hopeful. You're very, very hopeful when using this.
That would scare me.
Yeah.
Like with any piece of gear, you can get into the entry level, whatever this product is, and I'm sure they maybe have a higher end product like this, but this is specifically built with the quietest mic pre's, super low noise. The enemy in field audio recording, like with microphones in general, is the noise floor. The shotgun mic, the noise floor is way low. There's not a lot of hiss to it. It's just a lot of signal, not a whole lot of noise.
Okay.
So as you turn the gain up, you're gaining up all that noise floor as well as the direct signal. So you want to get a good signal to noise ratio to get a good recording.
We have maybe time for 1 or 2 questions. Let's go with Rick back at the back.
Could you describe what room tone is and why they always ask for room tone?
So room tone, say we wrap a interview and you'll usually hear, hey, let's get 60-second room tone, everybody be real quiet. Even with nothing going on in a room, say nobody's in here right now and I've got a microphone on.
Everybody gonna be quiet.
There's still noise. There's always noise. Room tone typically, whenever we're doing an edit and you're going through and you're chopping up words and you're getting everything lined up how you want to, it just sounds silent and it sounds really awkward and maybe there's not a lot of music covering up that sound. You need to go grab that room tone and kind of place it in there to keep that continuity going through the whole piece where it doesn't distract you from what the person's.
Well, Wesley,
Yes.
thank you very much. This wasn't easy, but you're good.